And last but not least, Al Wood's alma mater, Harvard.
I may be young, but I'm ready to give you all my love.
Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Michelle Emory, and if you're new here, hi, hello, my name is Michelle. So today's video is going to be the final recap of my law school admission cycle, although it's not necessarily done just yet, and I'll get into details on that later on in this video. But I have officially heard back from all of my schools as of like an hour ago. So I decided to come on here and go ahead and let you guys know all the initial decisions I've received from the schools I applied to. So before I even get into that, I do kind of want to talk about like my application a bit and kind of give you guys some insight into my background, what kind of qualities I tried to convey in my application, and just things of that nature. So I graduated in 2019 from the University of Texas at Austin with honors, with a degree in government and a minor in communications, I think. I took the LSAT 5 or 6 times and my highest score was a 159. And my LSAC reported cumulative GPA was, I believe, a 3.76. My personal statement was on a very personal story. I really dug deep and laid my heart all out there, so I will not be going into detail about that. My diversity statement was about being a Nigerian American first gen, that type of situation. And I believe that my resume was actually pretty strong. I had some definitely strong internship experiences and stuff like that that correlate with what I am interested in doing within the law. So I would say overall, holistically, I'm not the worst candidate. Now, going into the application process, my goal was to really just demonstrate my passion for the area of law I'm interested in, my resilience, and my ability to be very hardworking and committed to my goals, even in the face of obstacles and difficulties. And I feel like as an applicant, I feel like I definitely accomplished that, and I am proud of my application profile. Now, all in all, I applied to 8 schools. The schools I applied to in regards to rankings, top to bottom, one was Harvard, Columbia, NYU, Northwestern, UT Austin, Vanderbilt, Emory, and then also Howard. Unfortunately, I never heard back from Howard. I actually decided to go ahead and withdraw my application, I believe like a month or so ago, just because I was having a lot of issues with contacting the administration. They had my application on hold for the longest because they were waiting on an LSAT score that eventually came, but I wasn't able to get in communication with the office or have anybody respond to my emails. And as an applicant, it was very off-putting. You know, people go into thousands and thousands of dollars in debt, and this is in no way to look down on Howard or speak badly about Howard. I'm just sharing my experience, but I really didn't like that, and it made me really uncomfortable as an applicant, because if I'm going to go into debt for a legal education, I feel like at the least I want to be able to be in a school environment where I know that people are going to be able to attend to my needs and be able to respond to my emails, pick up calls, things like that. So I decided to go ahead and withdraw my application without ever receiving a result. And that kind of bummed me out because, you know, although I didn't really see myself going to Howard regardless, you know, I definitely wanted to apply just because of the reputation that it has and the opportunity it affords students, especially Black students. But I just personally can't deal with ghosting in my dating life and academically. All right, so now I do want to talk about why I applied to the schools I applied to. And I think the number of schools I applied to is actually kind of little compared to, I guess, some people. I think most people, I think, applied to like over like 10 schools. I decided to keep it pretty small because realistically and honestly, I knew I could only see myself at like one of 3 schools. If it was really up to me, I would have applied to only those 3 schools, but I decided to apply to more for scholarship negotiation reasons and things like that. I'm from Houston, Texas. I do plan on coming back here to work here. My fiance's here. I plan on starting a family here. So that was really important to me, to be able to go to a school where I would have a degree and be able to access any kind of job that I want down here in Houston. So keeping that in mind, the portability of the degree I get from a school is very important to me. Also, money is also very important to me. I knew I didn't want to go into crazy debt for a school, so that's why I applied to some schools that I really don't see myself going, but I wanted to use them for scholarship negotiation leverage and just go ahead and bear it all out. Those schools were Emory and Vanderbilt to negotiate with UT. Now I applied to the Ivies because, you know, you live once, shoot your shot. So that's why I applied there. They're all amazing, really great schools. Not to sound super lazy, I also applied to all the schools I applied to because I didn't have to write supplementary essays for any of them. I was honestly burnt out by this process. So doing anything extra was just like asking for like my arms and legs at this point. So that was the rationale behind the schools I applied to and the number. Now diving right into what you guys are here for are my admission results. Like I said, I had a 159 LSAT and a 3.76 GPA. I am a URM or underrepresented minority. So I'm gonna go bottom up rankings wise. All right, so for our first school is Emory. I was accepted into Emory. I'm gonna go ahead and leave down below the times that I applied and, you know, when I heard back my admissions decisions from these schools. But yes, I heard back from Emory and that was an acceptance. My next school is Vanderbilt and I was accepted into Vanderbilt. That was actually my first school to get back to me, which is really nice. My third school is UT Austin, which is where I went to undergrad at, and I was accepted. The next school is Northwestern, which I was waitlisted at. The next school is NYU that I literally heard back from like 1 or 2 hours ago, and I was waitlisted, and I'm kind of salty about that one because they had me waiting for close to 6 months. So if you're going through this process, hang tight because these schools will take their sweet time. The next school is Columbia, and I was also waitlisted there. And last but not least, Al Wood's alma mater, Harvard, I was waitlisted. So those are all my admissions decisions. Honestly, I'm really happy that I wasn't rejected anywhere. I think that was a really great feeling, just to know that, you know, all the schools that I applied to saw something in me and didn't want to reject me and saw hope. So that was pretty encouraging. I won't really say that I'm surprised about being waitlisted at the schools that I was waitlisted. The thing about me is that I'm a dreamer. I'm the kind of person where it could look like, girl, how are you going to get this? How are you going to accomplish this? Literally all these obstacles are in this way, or you don't have this or that. Me, I will see that there's a slight, even if it's a 0.01% chance, I'm gonna still go ahead and try and go for it because you just honestly never know. And honestly, I'm so happy I shot my shot with this admission cycle, and I stayed true to myself by applying to schools that I knew I could realistically potentially see myself at, and not applying to like 15 or 20. That just wasn't me. I don't like stress like that. But yeah, and I will definitely say that given my stats, like I was below the 25th percentile for LSAT on all of these schools. And for GPA, I guess some of them I was at their median and stuff, but definitely for the Ivies and the top schools, I was below their 25th percentile. So this is all to say that honestly, the first person that should believe in you is you. Don't get yourself so preoccupied with admissions, predictions, and stuff like that. If you know what you want, continue to go ahead and go after it because you just might never know. So anyway, I'm gonna get off that little soapbox and just go ahead and like let you guys in on like where I'm at now in the admissions cycle. So I have gone ahead and put a seat deposit at a school because I'm going to law school next year. Like that's not up for debate. And I also at one point considered reapplying and retesting, or I switched that up. But I think honestly, thinking about the LSAT is not seeing me again in this lifetime. So that, you know, it entered my mind for like a split second and like quickly evaporated because there is no way y'all are about to make me do these mind games with the logic games ever again. So that quickly left, and I personally feel like making it to the wait list, it shows that, like, I mean, all these schools could go ahead and reject me. There's really no reason to keep me on the wait list. If you didn't want me, you could go ahead and do it. So at the bare minimum, I know that being on the wait list means that they see me and know that I'm capable of doing the work. So right now I'm in the process of navigating wait lists. I won't say how many and I won't say which ones, but my dream school is in one of the schools that I'm waitlisted at, and I will fight till the very end for my dream school. So I've gone ahead and I've submitted LCOIs. I've been speaking to current students and stuff and just doing what I can to really maximize my chances of getting in. I do know at the very end of all of this though that I am going to end up exactly where I'm supposed to be. So I'm choosing not to lose hope. Regardless, the school that I've deposited at is an incredible school. It's an amazing school, and I know I will flourish and I will do well there. But at the same time, a dream school is a dream school, so I am holding out hope for that as well. So if you love me, please go ahead and pray for me. So yeah, that is my law school admissions decisions. It's kind of crazy to now be on the other side, thinking about where I've come from with the LSAT, getting in a car accident on my way to take the LSAT, and just all the crazy life changes that have happened throughout this cycle. But I'm really happy to be here, and I really do feel a sense of pride in like where I'm at. This cycle has definitely humbled me, and to have the admissions results that I've had, I'm really truly grateful, because there was a spike in applications, there was a spike in LSAT scores, so arguably this cycle was very much more competitive than other cycles potentially. So I'm really grateful to have been able to pull out with the kind of results I've had and still a fighting chance at some really amazing schools. So with that said, I'll keep you guys posted, of course. Go ahead and subscribe, like, follow me on Instagram to get quick minute updates on my cycle and stuff I do share on there. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
You a bad girl and your friends bad too. Oh, you got the swag, saucy drippin' swag, do. You a bad girl and your friends bad too. Oh.